Hello guys, I'm very excited to present this webinar today. As mentioned in agenda, in this webinar, let us see about retail industry and how data visualization is important for the same. Proceeding that, let's see some important KPIs in retail industry that are mostly related to retail stores management. And finally, let me create a dashboard for scenarios and extract some actionable insights out of that. I hope most of you know about Bobbili. Yet let me give a quick intro. Bobbili is a new brand powered by Syncfusion. This is the same kind of application which we had as Syncfusion dashboards earlier. To detail, Bobbili is a modern, feature-rich and secure business dashboard software. And as this is a SaaS-based business intelligence product that is hosted in cloud, there is nothing much to do for setting up. Just sign up with your email and you're done. The application is ready to use at your login. Dashboards created with this visualization tool can be taken to anywhere like laptop, television, mobile, tablet, and even optimized for large screen displays as well. Coming to security, Bobbili is powered by world-class infrastructure provided by Microsoft Azure platform and offers integration with Active Directory for your custom authentication needs. Bobbili also offers easy integration with Office 365. I hope most of you know about KPIs. Key performance indicators are trivial to monitor health of retail business, right? So KPIs can be calculated with various tools, but dashboards provide a quick glance view of multiple KPIs getting organized in a single visual, and that helps you in a quick decision making. In retail, most of the KPIs has to be evaluated by doing comparisons over time with respect to sales, inventory, performance, and so on. When it comes to Bobbili, most of such KPIs can be achieved via expressions. This allows users to maintain and update tables with important data columns alone. As expressions helps to evaluate metrics needed for analytics on demand, that is, while creating dashboards, your database schema or your Excel file doesn't turn complex with more number of columns. So why dashboard is needed for retail? Business users need multiple dashboards to run their business, as all of you know. For example, in a retail store, a sales manager might need a dashboard to analyze the demand forecast, apart from a dashboard to monitor the sales performance. The top level people who manage one or more stores also would need different dashboards for tracking, management, and decision-making purposes to run their business efficiently. In all such cases, requirement for a business intelligence tool such as Bobbili comes into picture. These are some of the mostly used KPIs in retail store management, and they are used to analyze the data and improve their business processes. In the upcoming demo, let us work out some of these KPIs and see the results visually as dashboards. So first of all, let me show the sample data that I'm going to use in this webinar. I have prepared an Excel workbook considering 10 brick and mortar stores that sells clothing and apparels. Making multi-store data available like this will allow you to see the story that lives in your data and derive actionable insights for your business when combined with Bobbili. After looking into the sample data set, let's start discussing about the retail scenarios as mentioned in agenda. So this is my sample data set having a set of tables as compared with retail sales. This item table is listed with all the items that are being sold in the retail store, and department with just 2 rows, men and women. Product that lists the categories into which all these items are coupled with. Item price, just gets itself recorded for each and every price that has been set for each and every item over the dates. Item sales, each and every sales entry over different items are being recorded here. Offers, different offers, and the deduct ratio, the discount that is being provided with that offer. So similarly, I do have all the data like a retailer would maintain. So coming to the first scenario, let's see which day a store welcomes the most customers and in which product category, thus allowing us to decide about allocating for more employee hours. So just have a look into this. This dashboard summarizes various information and we are able to compare the customer visit traffic by categories over different days of week. For example, from the sales transaction heat map widget, we can get information like t-shirts is the most sold product category in any day of week, especially more in weekends. Visitors counts are more during weekends, which is also a commonly known factor, but there is a hype in Fridays too, which you can see in the sales also. With this insight, a store manager can decide that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, having more employee hours, especially in t-shirts category, would boost sales and increase the conversion of visitors to buyers as well. Coming to next scenario, let us examine top selling products versus a retailer's current available stock to optimize shipment schedules and so as not to lose any sales. Having the right product in the store at the right time is one of the fundamentals of retail, but no one said that it would be an easy task. Top retailers face this challenge always and often face the risk of losing customers if they don't have the item or product which customers thought to buy. On the other hand, the items should not be overstocked as well. Apart from sales data, the demand forecasting can also be done via other factors like weather, etc. For example, if a snowfall is ahead and that has been informed in news channel, this will boost the sales of apparels like leather jackets, hand gloves, scarves, etc. With this dashboard, having sales data in hand, a store manager can decide about having enough stock in store and inventory. In this third scenario, we'll analyze the results of previous campaigns to see which offers were successful and would be worth repeating. This dashboard lists out all the items that are sold in offers. With this, you can understand the customer's preference over different offers and the sales happened in it over different categories and days. Usage of such in-store data to compare between the offers that is more successful will result in producing more sales in future via successful repetition of offers. So scenarios can be different, but evaluating a retail store performance will be a cyclic pattern, right? For example, the store performance will be evaluated either daily, weekly, or monthly. That depends on the retail store. Overall store performance dashboard is also vital for making day-to-day decisions. As you could see, a store manager integrates such different sets of sales, inventory, and conversion rate, some important KPIs, the transaction count, etc. And he will decide in time about adjusting the target, employee availability, stock presentation, etc. So also, he'll be able to share his insights with other managers and associates. So let's start with the demo now. So right now, I'm in the data source design page with which this retail store performance dashboard has been created. Okay. So upon clicking this icon, I'm able to see the list of expressions that has been already created, and also I can create new expressions as well. If you want to know about this, how to create expressions, you can check out our YouTube channel or previous set of webinars also. So for this current demo, let me create 1 or 2 expressions. It is very simple. We'll be having our sales data like this in our either database or Excel sheet, anything it may be. Once importing our data into Bobbili, we will do all the joins between all the tables and make it as a single analytics based table. After that, from the already existing data, we need to evaluate the additional information that we need. In Bobbili, it is being called as expression. To create an expression, as I did earlier, click on the expression designer icon and you'll be getting this pop-up. After that, click on add. You'll be having a view like this where you can name the expression, and you just need to create the same. So such expressions is it's nothing but we are going to create with existing columns, right? So if you could see, let me just create the same with what the columns I have. So to compute the sales, let me multiply the sale price with the units sold. As we have joined our, we have performed all the joins in our data already. Simply by creating this expression, the Bobbili will be able to compute all the rows of data and do the required calculation and give us the summarized result. So after creating my expression, I just need to save it. So next, one more, let me create one more expression, that is cost of goods sold. So for this, let me choose my column purchase price. By the same way, multiplied with units sold. And I am done. So I have created two expressions. Like this, I have already created all these expressions. So considering the time factor, you can just have a look into that. So after cost of goods sold, we need to calculate total discount. For that, I have evaluated with total units sold in offer that has been separated with sale price. And to compute the net sales, total sales has been subtracted with total discount to evaluate the net sales. To get the gross profit, I have simply subtracted the net sales by cost of goods sold. So all these KPIs would differ case by case. For example, in my sample example, I have evaluated cost of goods sold simply with purchase price and units sold. But this also considers many factors like the rent and the other expenses spent for store, the employee salary, etc. But for simplicity, I have my calculation like this. So with all these expressions created, this dashboard has been published, as you could see. So to analyze all these KPIs, you can simply select any of the store and date range to get the performance of that period and selected store. Apart from visual, you might need to take this dashboard to others like area manager or store manager also, right? So in that case, after evaluating the dashboard, for example, let me check out this top sales by product. I could see that jackets is a top sales product. Let me click into that. Once I click into that, I'm able to get the values over categories, men and women. Then we click on men. And here I could see that the top selling products in the order with the product name and the sales value. So once I have evaluated this dashboard such that my information are correct and all the data that has been showed, like gross sales, discount, the transaction count, as I have already told, t-shirts is being sold mostly in all the days and each and every KPI. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share this information to my store manager. For that, just simply click this share button. This will populate this dashboard and you can select as many persons which you would like to share. So for example, consider Praveen Joshua is my store manager. I'm going to share this with him. That's it. So simply by doing this, Praveen Joshua will be intimated with this dashboard and he can able to interpret this. So this is a one-time process that I have did as of now. But what about I need to automate this process? That is, every week I would be sending this dashboard to Praveen Joshua, and that has to be done automatically. So for that, let me go to the dashboards view, and here I could see the option schedules. Just click on the same. It is over. The option is present in the left pane as schedules. So in the schedules window, let me create a schedule. All I need to do is just choose my dashboard, set an interval and mention the people. That's it. So here from my category, let me select a dashboard, the retail store performance, which we saw a few minutes back. And let me give a name for this. After that, let me set the interval. I like to send this once in every week. That is on Monday. So even I can control the occurrences. If I'd like to stop the schedule after 10 occurrence, I can do the same. If not, if I set it as never, it will be sent on every Monday. So here, I just need to mention my store manager. That's it. Once I have added one or more users here and select the format in which that has to be sent and click schedule, I am done. So it is so easy to perform a schedule as you saw. And now let me create a dashboard from scratch. For that, let me click the button, start from scratch, and name the dashboard. This is going to be my next part of demo. Let us look into the second scenario, that is customer visits traffic. So in this dashboard, I would like to have the same kind of visual which you could see here. I'm going to create a dashboard like this with step-by-step process. So before starting, let me add the data source. As I have already imported my data source, I have just chosen the option use existing and choose my data source. So with this, what I'm going to do first is I'd like to have a visual about sales transactions over different days in different categories. Since I have two dimensions here, that is days and product category, let me add a relationship chart, that is heat map. So with this, I can get an insight about the busiest day. Let me add the required columns. That is product name and the days of week. So as you could see, once I have set the date column, there are as many options from date time to displaying as quarter, month, day, or even more, time, even seconds. And for this scenario, I'd like to have the option day of week. So finally, the value which I'd like to get into picture is the number of sales. So for that, I'm going to use the item sale ID. That is the summation of all the transaction. So let us do some beautification. First of all, let me name this widget, say as sales transaction, and let me give a subtitle as well, product category and days of week. And one more thing, simply by color, it might be a little bit difficult. Even though it is the darker the color tells that it is the most highest value, I'd like to have the value as well. For that, just go to the properties pop-up and you could see the option show label. So this will show the actual values also. And also, I'd like to do some color changes as well. If you don't like the min color and max color, which has been set as default, you can simply go here and choose any of the option from this color palette. You can choose from RGBA or HEX, or even you have a set of swatches as well. Now let me just tune up with some lighter color, and you could see the change getting applied. Also, I'd like to show the legend as well. By default, it is displaying at right, but let me do a position change and make it show at bottom. So like this, you have as many properties. And one more thing which I'd like to do is, I have the category, product category listed at the bottom. So let me inverse the axis. Sorry, oppose the axis to bring the category to the top. This is cool, isn't it? Let us give some darker color as well. Yeah, this looks better. And coming to next, let me create a line chart to show the days sales by days. For that, let me just simply drag and drop the line chart. Name it as sales by days. And let me make it to show the labels as well. Now let's assign some data to it. So as I told, I'm going to show the sales. Let me drag and drop the total sales measure that I already computed with the expression. And to the columns, let me drag and drop the sales date. So probably in this dashboard, all the widgets, I'm going to use sales date only. Like I did earlier, let me set it as days of week. So as you could see, we're able to clearly see that the sales is peak on Sunday, and the next ranking is on Saturday, and Friday we get the next rank of sales. So let us do some beautification for this also. Let me just have this chart to be visible as big as possible, because since I know this is simply a day of week, I don't need the title. Similarly, I don't need the title for y-axis as well, as it is going to be sales always. And I could see that some of the values are trimmed. So let me just change the setting and change the category axis to be set on -45 degree. So now you could see the visual more better. So coming to next, let me show the visitors and buyers variation by days. For that, let me use the spline chart. Just make it bigger, and let me name this as visitors and buyers by days. So let's start assigning the data. Here, let me choose the measure visitors count, which I have already created. And coming to next, let me choose the buyers count. So coming back to column, once again, let me use the sales date as well. And set it to display as day of week. So this is cool, isn't it? Now let's do some the same variations. Let me show the values, number of visitors and buyers over different days. So as you could see, like the sales, I could see the variation of visitors and buyers as well. Coming to next widget, let me show the conversion rate. For that, let me use the card widget. Let me name the widget and assign data to it. So let me drag and drop the actual value as buyers count and the target value as visitors count. So this card widget, you can do many operations. You can do different types of settings based on the metric which you would like to have. For example, by default, it is just showing the secondary value type as variation. But what I'm going to do is, let me choose to display it as it is the target value itself. And let me set the labels as well. Buyers, visitors. So one more thing, let me change the primary value type as % of target, which is already set, and let me disable the indicator. And one more thing, it is being configured, it will be configured like high value is good. So for my scenario, let me just uncheck this and make it visible like this. So if you see that it is simply displaying that the total number of buyers is around this value and the total number of visitors. So the conversion rate formula is nothing but buyers divided by visitors into 100, which is what you are able to see here. So let me just do a sizing difference as well. As you could see, I have changed the enable uniform sizing. And one more thing which I would like to do is change the format. So for any widget, the data has been binded, you can change the format as well. So here I am reducing the decimal places. Since this is going to be a person, there is no use of having a decimal here. So here I get a clear picture. And next, let us add some filters to it, because we need filters, right? We need to evaluate, play with this dashboard with different filter values, for example, by store, by date, etc. For that, let me first drag and drop the date widget. So let me name it as sales date and assign the sale date column to it. Then you check into properties. You can do different settings, like you can set a range, and you can also make such that only available dates should be highlighted. As you could see, only the available dates has been highlighted here. And coming to next filter, let me use combo box filter. And populate it with the stores. For this, let me set the store name. So once you have set, you could see all the stores that has been populated. And if you'd like to see the customer visits traffic over different set of stores, simply select this option, enable multi-select. This will allow you to choose more than one store. And next, let me use the list box filter widget. Here, let me populate all the categories that I sell. For the same, let me use the product name column. And here I go. Like I did for store, I can multi-select for list box also. Coming to the last widget, let me use the pie chart to show the proportion difference of sales between two departments, that is men and women. For the values, let me show the total sales. And for the in the columns, let me populate with department name. So this will segment the pie chart as two, with men and women, and you could see the value of total sales as well. So here by default it will be showing the category alone, but what I need is it should show category and value. So I could clearly see that men sales is around 8 million and women sales is around 7.6 million. And also, since it is going to be cost, I can set the value to be showed in form of currency itself. For that, just go to assign data and click on the values which you have populated. Go to format and change the type as currency. So as you could see, the currency value is displaying. To even simplify that, I can change the representation as ones and just ignore the decimal places. So setting this currency type will automatically set the currency symbol as well. Here you could see this. So once I have completed creating the dashboard, let me preview this. This will give you a preview mode where you can just choose the filter values and choose from any of the stores to get the overall data of the selected value. And one thing I could see is I don't want to all the widgets to get reloaded, because there is nothing to do with stores getting reloaded, because it is always going to be 10 stores and the sales date also is going to be the same. So I don't want to reload these two widgets at any time. So for that, I can set the filters. In the dashboard designer page, you could see an icon like this, the filter icon. With this filter icon, you can choose the widget and which should be the master widget and which should be the listener widget. As the name says, the master, once the change made in the master widget will be made reflected in all the listener widgets. Okay. So as I told earlier, when I choose any sales date, I don't want store to be get reloaded. Similarly, when I choose the store, I don't want the date to be reloaded. And also, when I choose a category, I don't want the sales date and store to be reloaded. So this is default filter configuration. Apart from that, you can also set your custom filter like this. So for this in this use case, let me leave with default filter configuration itself. And once I'm done, I'm ready to publish the dashboard. So let me just leave it as it is and publish the same. So once I publish the dashboard, it will be available as a URL. So it is very simple for you to share this URL like I did earlier. Once I have shared to any particular person, that person will be intimated with this dashboard URL, and he can just view this dashboard seamlessly. So here I go. This is the published dashboard which we created just now. And coming to the next demo, this is all about inventory and sales analysis. So stock management is common, but it is also important to be interpreted based on some factors like sales, right? As we discussed during the PPT presentation. Here, let me just select the second most sold product from this top selling items bar chart, and can see that in spite on-hand inventory is less. It is almost just 6 units. The order details grid shows that the order has been placed already. And as a store manager, the expected date and the priority that has been set looks fine for me, right? And you can also analyze this with different filters, which I have showed earlier. I can choose the specific category. It will just populate the top selling items in that category and the inventory details with respect to that category and the order details for the category. So coming to a final demo, in the pie chart, I have categorized the pies as offers, and it shows the contribution of different offers. Out of all, 20% off on jackets. This offer seems to be most successful one, right? So I can just simply click on that, look into all the sold items in this tree map widget. So each and every item will be displayed, and I could also see the total sales of this the particular item when I hover my mouse into this. Similarly, this 20% off widgets, how the sales has impacted in different counties of New York State. This is the map of New York State, and it has been separated with county wise. And this is the top 5 items that has been sold in this category with this offer. So out of these, as a store manager, I'm happy with this, and I'm just I would like to communicate this particular information with my co-sales manager that this offer is a successful thing. So for that, just click on this comment icon, and you could see a text box editor. It is a rich text box with all the formatting options from bold and setting bullet points, and you can even share a picture and all those things. For this particular case, I'd like to congratulate my sales manager and ask him to continue this offer for next 3 months. To mention the name, simply use the @ and I could see the name getting populated here. So here, I'd like to congratulate my sales manager and ask him to continue this offer for next 3 months. So this comment will be available at any time. Even the respective person can able to reply for this particular comment also, apart from writing new comment. You could also sort with the newest comment and oldest comment also, if the comments are getting too much. So with this, my demonstration ends, and let's come back to the presentation. So the scenarios are endless. We just saw 3 scenarios and an overall store performance dashboard. Same way, we can create dashboards to limelight the information out of data for things like omni-channel sales performance, e-commerce sales analytics, customer profile and insights, employee performance, and so on. So in this slide, you could see some of the resources. Just click on that URL. With that URL, you can get started with Bobbili with 15-day trial period. In that trial period, you'll be able to create unlimited dashboards for unlimited users. And just visit bobbili.com for more information. If you'd like to know the step-by-step guide, just follow this user guide. It will be having all the information about creating dashboard and creating a data source, creating expressions, and so on. So one more thing, this is the feedback page we have. So just check out Bobbili and post us if you have any feedbacks in this portal.